Hey guys, Coach Erin here. Thanks for following along with me as I show you what I eat in a typical day. Here we go. So a lot of you guys talk about how you don't drink enough water. What I do is take this big bottle and fill it up the night before and put it next to my fridge. I find it a lot easier to drink a lot of water in the morning if it's not super cold. So I drink a half a bottle of this water before I do anything else in the morning. Also, love coffee, but I like to use the caffeine when I really feel like I need to pick me up. So usually when I wake up in the morning, I go ahead and make myself a cup of decaf. I know a lot of you guys have also talked about creamers and what to put in your coffee. There's lots of different brands of things you can use, but I typically like to do a couple of tablespoons of the nut pods. It's really low calorie. I measure it out and it's really creamy. I use a little frothing thing on the side of my coffee maker to froth it up and make it extra foamy. Breakfast is one of those meals for me that stays pretty consistent. When I get really sick of something, I'll change it up, but I've been eating this breakfast for a really long time. And as with most of my meals, it centers around having a source of protein, carbohydrate, and fat, as well as plenty of veggies. So this is an egg white frittata, egg white and chicken sausage frittata with veggies in it. And then I toast an English muffin. This is a light English muffin, and add just a little tiny bit of low sugar jam and cashew butter, almond butter, peanut butter, whatever my nut butter of choice is for my fat. It's delicious. I love it, and I don't get sick of it. So on this particular day, I just got back from a long walk, and it's about 11 a.m., and I'm starting to feel just a little bit sleepy. So I'm going to have my first serving of caffeine for the day. I love this iced collagen protein coffee. Collagen is a great source of protein. It's not a complete protein, but it's great for your hair, skin, nails, joints, and connective tissues. So I love the way this stuff tastes. This recipe is also on my blog. You can look it up, but it really only has about 40 or 50 calories in it for this, and it gives me the little pick me up that I need. So these are branched chain amino acids. This is definitely not something that I do every day, but the time that I was able to work out today was right around noon, and I was starting to feel pretty hungry and ready for lunch. So I did a scoop of the branched chain amino acids in some ice and water and shook it up and had that during my workout. So branched chain amino acids are the building blocks of protein, so it's great to give your body that extra fuel it needs while you're working out, especially if you're a little hungry. It puts something in your stomach. So if you're heavily dieting, this is another good option. If you feel hungry when you are typically training, it's 0 calorie, and these have no artificial sweeteners in it, so I really like this flavor. All right, training's done, and I actually ate half of my lunch before remembering to take a picture of it. But I posted this recipe on my Instagram and Facebook. But this is what I've been eating for the last few weeks for my meal prep, and it's delicious. It's basically a Greek feta slaw with chicken in it. I have the recipe posted, but it's super easy to make. I make 5 of these on Sundays for the week, and that's my lunch every day for during the week, and it has about 300 calories in it and about 30 grams of protein. So great source of protein, and it's delicious. Anyone else struggle with stopping eating once they start? Definitely this girl here. I love to eat. So a lot of times when I get done eating, I'll throw a piece of gum in, and that'll get my mind off of continuing to eat something. And also minty fresh breath. Everybody loves that. So I always keep gum with me just to have it. And if you're hungry and it's going to be a little while before you eat again, sometimes throwing a piece of gum in will help tide you over just a little bit. So I always have an afternoon snack between lunch and dinner. It changes up depending on the day and what I am craving or feeling like. I try to stay away from snacky foods, and if I do have something like chips or pretzels, something like that, I will definitely make sure I weigh it out and just have a serving. This was an apple, and it was actually a really big apple. So a lot of times if I have an apple, I'll add peanut butter or PB2 or something like that to it. But because this was such a big apple, I just had it plain, and it was delicious. Let's talk supplements. I'm not a big supplement pusher, but these are 3 things that I take religiously. You guys have all heard me talk about fish oil and the benefits of that. I take 4 of the fish oil pills every single day. I take 1 vitamin D3 pill. I take personally 5,000 IUs throughout the year, just because you can take a lot without it causing any issues, and especially in the winter months when we don't see a lot of sun and our skin doesn't get a ton of sun exposure, it's really great to supplement with vitamin D. And then my last supplement that I take is a multivitamin every single day. I love these because they're really high quality and they are gummies, so it's actually like a little treat for me. So I take the fish oil and the D3 and then have the vitamins as my little treat. Definitely recommend this brand. Dinner time. Tonight we made taco salads. So I took up some lean ground beef and seasoned it up with taco seasoning, added some cilantro to the top, lots of shredded lettuce, pickled jalapenos, cherry tomatoes, and I made my own dressing with salsa, and I mixed some Bolthouse Ranch with it. I also made a few of my own tortilla chips by cutting up some really small corn tortillas and using the air fryer, putting a little seasoning on them. So just added a little crunch to my salad without adding a ton of calories. If you do add something like chips to your salad, make sure you measure that out because it's really easy to add a lot of calories that way. But this was delicious. Probably my favorite meal of the day, sadly enough. I have such a sweet tooth, so I always have to have something sweet before bed. So these have been my go to lately. I love the Costco protein bars or the FitJoy bars like we sell in the gym, and they're around 200 calories a piece with 20 grams of protein. So they're an awesome option as a healthy snack, and it helps get your protein levels up. And then this day, I seemed a little hungrier than usual and decided to have one serving of Lily's stevia chocolate chips after I had my protein bar. So these chocolate chips, I always weigh them out, and they are 50 calories per serving and much lower in sugar than traditional chocolate chips. So anything like this, got a portion control so you don't go overboard. So let's talk macros and food tracking. For me personally, I'm a huge fan of MyFitnessPal. I pay for the premium version because it has some other settings in it that work well for me, but I set my macros up for what I want to aim for every day. So for me personally, I'm around 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight, around 150 grams of carbs a day, and around 60 grams of fat a day. So some days I'm a little over, some days I'm a little under, but for me, like 6.5 days a week, I follow this pretty closely. And that makes my breakdown about a third for each macronutrient, both all three carbohydrates, fat, and protein. So one of the things, if you decide you want to start tracking your food, I think is really important is you need to commit to being accurate about it. So weighing and measuring your food as you get started. It's not something that you always have to do to weigh everything that goes into your mouth, but it's a really great tool to teach yourself so that you can go back to that if you feel like you want to change your body composition at all. So hopefully you guys found this helpful, and I would love to answer any questions about anything I'm eating or any nutrition questions you have. Just comment below.